Coming up, it's LiveWire. Does just the thought of speaking in front of a large group of people or even a small group of people set your heart racing and your palms sweating? Do you never know what to say during a job interview or at a party where you don't know anyone? Well, never fear, because Louise Houdelette from Toastmasters is here to talk with us. Toastmasters is a group that helps you with those fears. And no, it's not a drinking group. I looked it up. Also on the show, Bill Potts is here to celebrate Darwin's Day. I bet you didn't know that was coming up. And also Susan Madden and Andrea Kersten are here from Theater One to talk about their community theater group and even entertain us with a scene from their upcoming play. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, take your shoes off first, and get ready for LiveWire. Welcome everyone to LiveWire. I'm Bonnie Antonini, filling in for Ray Tatter this week. As promised, later in the show, Louise Houdelette is here from Toastmasters to help us with our fears of talking in front of people. I can feel my pulse racing right now. Also, Bill Potts will be up talking about Darwin Day. But first, I'd like to introduce a couple of lovely ladies from Theater One, theater group here in town, Susan Madden and Andrea Kersten. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Now, Theater One, that's one of the very many theater groups we have here in town. We're blessed to have so many active theater groups.
We are indeed. Theater One has been around since 1961.
Has it really? That is a long time.
Very long time. And for the first 52 or 3 years, it was an in-house organization. It's part of the Unitarian Universalist Society of Sacramento, and they used congregation members to do their plays. And a few years ago, they decided to open it up to the public and to get some actors that were not members of the church to come in, which is how I got involved with the group.
To make it a true community theater.
To make it a true community theater. And we've been doing some really wonderful things, and have also started a children's theater there. So.
Oh, how wonderful. Now, how did you even hear about it?
Well, I saw an audition form for Enchanted April, and it was a play that I always wanted to do.
I love that play. It's a beautiful play.
So I auditioned, and I got cast as Mrs. Graves, which is a wonderful, crotchety woman.
That was a bit of a stretch for you, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a real stretch. My sister said it was just like home.
She couldn't tell the difference.
It
was
really,
still acting,
it was fun.
Susan, or are you? No,
oh no, I do a lot of acting, and so we did. The last show that we did there was The Last Days of Judas Iscariot, which was a huge success. We had no idea how it would be received because it's very profane, but very profound. It was a
fun
wonderful
show
play.
as well.
It's wonderful.
I would like to be the devil, I think.
Yes.
They always cast a man in that part, but I
we
think
had
it
a
would
woman.
not in this
one.
Did you?
We did.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Maybe I should have shown up to the auditions.
And so next we're doing Steel Magnolias. We open February 12th and run through March 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm being crotchety. I'm playing Weezer.
Are you being typed, do you think?
Not always. And Andrea is playing Shelby.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wonderful part. So, do you have Kleenex provided for everybody? Because it's kind
we
of
really should.
We should consider that.
Maybe little boxes.
But it's so funny.
Placed.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It is. It is. That's
Until
true.
it's not.
Until it's not. So how long have you been in rehearsals now for this play?
We've been in rehearsals for 3 weeks. I think 2.5 weeks maybe, and we open in 2.5 weeks.
So. Oh, so you get a nice long 6-week rehearsal.
Right.
How's it coming?
Nice.
Do you
it's really fun.
Are you ready for an audience yet?
Some of us are. Some of us aren't.
Yeah. Lots of lines to memorize, so in a few weeks we will definitely be ready.
Okay. Well, I understand you're going to do a play or a scene from your play in a little bit. We'll talk a little first. But now, Andrea, I don't think we've ever met. Susan, I have known around town.
Right.
Have you been doing theater here in town for a while?
I have. In fact, I met Susan's sister at an audition when I was 18, and I've been doing plays nonstop since. So I've mostly done children's theater with them as well, and I just, for Theater One, won an Ellie Award for Chicken Little.
Well, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
fabulous. Were you Chicken Little?
I was Chicken Little.
Now, is this something you want to do as a profession?
It's something right now that I do for fun, but we'll see in the future after college.
Okay, so you're in school right now.
I am.
Are you a theater major?
I'm not.
You're not.
Science and Technology Studies at UC Davis.
Smart gal. So it's good. So you can make a living and you can enjoy being an actress. Is that what your parents told you to do?
Yes. Well, my dad. He knows what's best.
He knows what's best. That's a smart father. And you're a smart gal to listen to him. Now, Susan, you've been doing theater for a long, long time now.
I have. I've been doing theater for about 20 years. And I do a lot of theater. When I first started out, I was doing 5 or 6 shows a year while I was working
that's
full-time.
back to back to back.
It was. And I didn't start acting. My husband passed away, and I started acting. I was involved backstage with him. And then I started acting after he died, and it just...
You haven't looked back since.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great fun.
Well, it keeps you active. I mean, just memorizing
your brain
the lines.
smart.
Yes. I did a play with a man who, at the time, was 86.
Wow.
It was a 2-person play. He had half the lines, and there were a lot of lines. He knew all his lines.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, he was...
Yeah.
It just
Great
it
fun.
keeps you mentally sharp and
Sure
it keeps
does.
you going. Yeah. Now, who else is in the play?
Lisa Irwin, Monique McKisson, Janice Reed Hoberg, and Erin Morneau.
Great.
So we have...
do you have a website if people were interested in getting
Yes, our
tickets?
website is www.theater1, theater with an E-R, one.
Oh, with an E-R. Oh.
.org.
Okay, it's the American way. I can see it on the screen right now. Good,
There
and they
you
got
go.
the ER right. So
There you go.
They know what they're doing. So now you're going to do a scene for us. Do we need any setup for this scene?
I don't think so.
No, I think we're okay.
Okay.
Shelby just decides to be a matchmaker.
Okay. All right. Well, take your moment. Get into your character.
All right. Miss Louise, I've met an old friend of yours.
Oh.
Owen Jenkins.
Oh.
Do you know him? He knows you.
Well, of course I know him. He had the longest nose hair in the free world.
Well, now he doesn't. He barely has any hair anywhere. Anyway, I saw him in Monroe, and he asked me if I knew you. And I said, not only did I know you, but we're neighbors. And your dog has killed my father on numerous occasions.
I tried to. So does this story have a point?
Of course it does. I mean, he was just looking forward to seeing you.
I can't imagine why. He wasn't a bad fella, but I managed to run him off and marry the first of 2 total deadbeats.
Well, are you going to be coming to the open house and bring your shrimp meat pies?
Don't I always? They'll be there.
So will Owen Jenkins. I opened the can of worms for you.
And scene. Oh, very nice, very nice. That does sound like a fun play.
It's fun.
It's very silly.
Do we have any men in the show, or is this all
There
ladies?
are no men. Unlike the
Oh.
movie, this is all women. 6 strong women.
And isn't that it's so great to finally see a play with only women, because
Right.
you know how it is, not only here, but all over. You have a play with, 2 men and 10 women. 100 women show up and 2 men show up.
Right.
Exactly. So because we did a show that was all women, the men on our committee said, wait a minute. So next we're doing Odd Couple in May.
Oh, you're doing Odd Couple. Okay, the male version.
The
I
male
guess.
version.
Yeah, I can see on the screen they've got a placard up there for Steel Magnolias. Whose hair is that in the curlers?
It was just a graphic I found.
A graphic they found.
Yeah.
So you're going to be starting. Are you getting a little nervous about this opening day? Opening night.
I don't get nervous when I'm on stage.
Oh my gosh, are you
She
kidding?
doesn't, lucky
No.
her.
Do you?
I do, very much so.
Oh, my heart's a pitter-pattering just thinking about it. Gosh. Well, I wish you all the best. Do you have all your props and everything's just...
Pretty much.
It's all coming together.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. I hope it's a big success, and hopefully everybody will go to the website and buy tickets, and you'll sell out
I hope
every
so,
single
too.
night.
Great.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, we're going to take a break. Oh, there's the camera. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Bill Potts about Darwin Day. Got to find out all about that. We'll see you in a minute.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you. Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun? Whoa, 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 whoa. Can you feel the sun?
Things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Welcome back to LiveWire. Later in the show, Louise Houdelette is here from Toastmasters to talk with us. But first, I feel like I want to sing happy birthday because Darwin Day is coming up, and I'd like to introduce Bill Potts, who's going to tell us all about it. Welcome to the show, Bill.
Thank you very much.
So Darwin Day, who knew? Well, you did.
Yes.
Tell me about Darwin Day.
Well, Darwin Day is a celebration of Darwin, but it's not all about Darwin, because the need in this country and several others, but especially this one, is for science education.
Very
and
important.
so Darwin Day celebrates Darwin while mainly promoting and providing science education, and the kind of speakers we get provide that.
And you're going to have there's an event sometime? Can you?
Oh yes,
Okay.
Darwin Day is not just a day. In fact,
And when is it, by the way?
It's on the 13th of February, one day after Darwin's birthday.
And one day before Valentine's Day.
Yes, we try
Is
to
that a
avoid Valentine's
coincidence?
Day because that's why it's on a Saturday and not on the Sunday.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, so February 13th.
yes.
And what are you going to do?
Well, we have some singing and so on, and then sometimes satirical, often satirical.
Oh, I see a little blurb is up on the screen now.
Yes, oh yes, that's our flyer. That shows our speaker, Dr. Matthew J. James, who is a paleontologist and head of the geological department at Sonoma State University. He'll be talking on the Galapagos expedition of, I think it's 1905 to 1907 or 3 to 5, I forget which. And they were repeating the journey that Darwin himself made back in the same decade of the 19th century, when, of course, he did his studies on the finches and the variations in their beaks, depending on which of the Galapagos Islands they were on. They had adapted to the kind of food that was on those islands. And, of course, that would, as anything is these days, be received with some skepticism. And this expedition, consisting of 8 youngish men in suits before they set sail, we don't do that today.
Oh, no.
No. They went there for a long trip, and they were simply collecting, and we call it collecting evolution, or Dr. James does, because they collected information about all the finches, which vindicated Darwin's theory of evolution. Of course, evolution is not a theory. A theory, you have the theory of motorcycle maintenance. It doesn't mean motorcycle maintenance does not exist, but of course, people who side with the creationism mantra, of course, think Darwinism or evolution is a belief, and of course it isn't. It's a collection of more facts than in any other division of science.
Now, where is this event going to occur?
La Sierra Community Center in the John Smith Hall in Carmichael.
Oh, in Carmichael.
In Carmichael, yes.
And can anybody attend?
Anybody can attend as long as they pay.
Okay. Is there a website?
By the way, we're a non-profit venture, so it's a matter of recovery of expenses and having small amount of working capital to carry us through to the next year.
Is there a website that people can go to and find out more about this?
Darwin Day, SACDARWINDAY.org.
There it is on the
There
screen.
it is on the screen. If you prefer,
they're great in the booth.
If you prefer info, you can use that, or if you prefer com, you can use that.
Oh, you have multiple endings.
We've got 3 redirects, as they're called.
Excellent.
And that will take you to a big banner page.
It'll tell people all about the event and how they can. Is it a one-day event?
It's a one-day event. Well, it's not a one-day event. It's about a 2.5-hour event.
Okay.
Okay, because there is so much you can do for your audience, and to keep them there all day would be. You wouldn't have a very big turnout if you tried.
Probably not, and the weather's getting nice.
And if you look at Darwin Days throughout the world, you find that some of them are very, very straight lecture events. People simply go into a lecture hall, listen to the lecture, and leave. So ours is one of the more exciting and interesting events in the world.
And I see you brought a little light reading here.
Well, it's rather heavy. Boy, when you carry this many books, you find it's quite heavy reading, too, in a literal sense. Brilliant Blunders was written by last year's speaker, who was an astrophysicist, Dr. Mario Livio, and here and in his presentation last year, he has described blunders made by famous scientists, including an unnecessary component in an equation that was beloved by Darwin, and he left it alone and finally realized that that part of the equation was not needed and solved a lot of problems for him. But there were somewhat sillier blunders. Brilliant scientists are capable of making quite brilliant blunders.
All the time.
Yeah.
That's right. It does happen.
Now, I mentioned that it's not just about Darwin.
Oh, here it looks like there's a picture from a previous.
That's from 2014. It's one part of the audience. I took that with the phone and my camera.
There's a lot of people there.
Well, that's not all of them. There's some more.
Yeah.
Okay. And I even put in my own picture. I don't think you'll be showing that, though.
You can Photoshop that one in. Well, we are running out of time. We only have 30 seconds left.
Well,
because this is a lot of books to get through.
Oh, so. I wasn't going to get through them. I just want to point out that some of these are about evolution, but because Darwin Day is about science in general, but we celebrate him, we sing happy birthday dear Charlie.
You would have to. And is there a birthday cake?
2 birthday cakes, vegan ones too.
Oh, vegan?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We cater to all tastes and non-tastes.
All right. Well, good luck with your event. I'm going to warm up my voice to sing happy birthday for the event, because I live in Carmichael, so I'll be right down the road.
Why do you come to the event?
I just might do
that.
And
bring all your friends.
And bring my friends.
And everybody
all right.
out in the world.
Well, I hope it's a great success, and thank you for coming and enlightening about this event I didn't even know was a thing. And I should, because my son's an astrophysicist,
yes,
so I
should
have known that.
Yes.
And I have to talk to him about that. Well, thanks, Bill, for showing up at our show.
Okay.
Well, Everybody, we have one more guest after the break. Now I've forgotten her first name. Louise Houdelette is here from Toastmasters, and I am looking forward to that. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to our final segment of LiveWire. What a show today. Well, talking in front of people is no easy task for most people. Even me, I get a little nervous when I have to talk in front of people. But here today is Louise Houdelette from Toastmasters, a group that helps us with those kinds of fears. Welcome to LiveWire, Louise.
Thank you.
Now, this is a fear that a lot of people have, don't they?
I think so. They say it's the greatest fear of all.
Yeah. Now, did you have this fear? Is this how you got involved with Toastmasters?
Well, when I was in high school, I learned about Toastmasters, and at that time, I did not like to talk in public whatsoever, not even on a phone.
Really? Not even on phone?
No, but unfortunately, at that time, it was men only. It wasn't until about 1973 that it became co-ed. But it took me another 20 years before I got involved, and now I'm in for life.
There's probably all walks of life, young people, older people, men, women, different occupations.
Correct. One of the things I find that's so interesting is that you never know who really wants and needs Toastmasters. But I'm finding a lot of people need it but don't recognize it.
Yeah, because not everybody actually gets up in front of a group of people. But there's smaller ways, even a job interview, right?
Job interviews, even talking to your kids, talking at the PTA church, just getting up to say, I don't agree with that government issue.
Oh my gosh, that's so hard to do, especially because not only talking where people are staring at you, but confronting people, saying something against what they're saying. That's scary.
Right. We do have something in one of our programs called Table Topics. And this is a chance for each person to stand up and talk for 1 to 2 minutes about a subject that they don't know until right before they talk. As you do this, you get practice in doing it, and after a bit, you get so comfortable with it that you can speak for 2 minutes and 15 seconds without thinking about it.
So everybody's sitting around the table at the meeting,
and someone will come up with a subject like, oh, an easy one, what's your favorite food, fast food to eat? Or maybe something more topical, something that's going on in the world today and your opinion on it. Those are the tough ones.
What if someone has no opinion?
Well, I had that happen to me at the after-dinner speakers meeting that I went to, and they asked me about Martin Luther King whenever he was assassinated, and I happened to have been over in Japan at the time, so we didn't have the regular newspapers and radio shows talking about it constantly like you would here in the States. And I said, I don't know the techniques that were involved, and I managed to get through it, and I won the table topics.
So it teaches you how to think on your feet.
Definitely.
It's an unbelievable skill that we could use.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody really could use such a thing.
Our typical meetings start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we go right into maybe having a joke or a thought for the day, and then we have 2 prepared speakers. And the prepared speakers can be anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes to 10 to 20 minutes. And after that, we have table topics, and then we have evaluations. And those evaluations are giving the speaker feedback on what they're talking about, how well they did, telling them what they did right, and maybe suggestions for how to improve it the next time they want to talk.
Very valuable.
Very valuable.
Now, what if somebody is watching and thinks, I want to get involved in Toastmasters? How could they find out about it, and what do they do?
If they're looking for a club, they can go to Toastmasters.org and click on Find a Club. If they put in their zip code, and then they can determine, 2 miles away, 25 miles away, and they will bring up a list of the clubs in that general area. And all they have to do is go visit one of the clubs.
You can just show up. You don't have to call up ahead of time.
You don't have to call
Can you
ahead.
just sit there and observe if you're a little nervous?
And if you want, you feel comfortable, you can say, I'll volunteer to do table topics. Some people do. Not everyone who comes to Toastmasters is afraid of speaking or has never spoken before. So it's an interesting mix of different people. Some people just want that practice to stay as a good speaker.
Exactly. It's a skill you learn and hone. So I could see why. Well, it sounds like a wonderful organization, and I have only recently heard about it. I heard about it even before I knew you were coming on the show. So I just think it might be something I might enjoy doing. But I'm getting the word from my floor manager right now to wrap it up. So we are almost out of time. So people can go to the website.
Right.
And show up.
www.toastmasters.org and find a club, and they'll find one for them. And if they don't find a club, I'll find one for them.
Okay, thanks, Louise. And we are out of time. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. And Ray will be back next week. Be sure and join him then on LiveWire.